My name is Sarah Wittenberg, and I am a freshman at the University of Arkansas. I am majoring in physics and minoring in journalism on the pre-med track. The artwork I chose currently resides in Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art in Bentonville and was created by painter William Merritt Chase in 1907. The painting is titled The Song. Artist William Merritt Chase played an essential role in solidifying American artists' heightening legitimacy at the turn of the 20th century. Due to his international studies, he had a vast international influence in his art. When Chase went to New York in 1878, he acquired a job teaching for the Art Students League, commencing his career as a renowned art teacher. Chase was very influential in his time and taught many well-known modern painters, including Hartley and O'Keeffe. He also posed as a leader of young revolutionary painters who defied standard conventions and authority. He established the Chase School, later renamed the New York School of Art, searching for a more free, dramatic, and individualistic expression of art. The painting's main subject, the woman in the front, is placed in the lower right corner of the painting and is relatively small compared to the full size of the painting. The composition emphasizes the grandiosity of the room that encompasses the comparatively small woman. Despite her small size and her position in the painting, the woman is still the main focus of the piece due to her bright white dress. The lines formed by the arches in the room also guide the viewer's eyes down the work and point at the woman. Chase creates a sense of depth in the piece by painting the objects in the foreground with more vibrant colors and sharper lines, while the things in the background are much more muted in color and less detailed. The composition creates a balance among the main objects by splitting the painting into thirds. Unity comes from the use of bright white paint in each of these three sections. The woman's dress is entirely white, and that color repeats in the flowers in the center and the papers on the desk in the left third of the painting. In the early 20th century, when this piece was created, women's roles and rights were at the forefront of social and political issues, so analyzing art using the feminist methodology can be beneficial to understanding the work. The women's suffragist movement began to pick up around the time this painting was created. The woman in the foreground of the painting is wearing a white dress that resembles the garb suffragettes would wear to support the women's suffragist movement. The woman's positioning with her head in her hand portrays strong emotions that could be interpreted as frustration or even despondency. Being a part of the movement would undoubtedly cause the woman in the painting to look so burdened, both physically and mentally. The man in the background playing piano serves to contrast the woman in the front. He appears to be relatively carefree and unbothered as compared to the woman. This could be a reference to the idea that men have never had to concern themselves with the prospect of fighting for their rights, because the United States was created as a patriarchal society. Meanwhile, women have and will continue to have to fight to gain the same rights that men have had since the nation's creation, which could be the reason for her downtrodden appearance. While the woman should be exceedingly grateful for everything her husband has provided for her, she still carries the burden of being born into an inherently patriarchal society that continually seeks to suppress women and the potential contributions they could make to society. The Song by William Merritt Chase was a part of the American Impressionism movement in the early 20th century. Impressionistic art can roughly be described as having a sketch-like appearance that may even seem unfinished. From this, the word Impressionism is derived. This look was often achieved through short or broken brushstrokes. Another defining feature of the Impressionistic painting is the departure from the classical use of color. The paintings themselves were noticeably more vivid than typical paintings in the past, and artists would utilize pure, unblended colors applied with small brushstrokes to add to the effect of emphasizing light. Significant influencers of the Impressionist movement include Claude Monet and Edgar Degas. They defined the 19th century Impressionist movement that, in turn, had a very direct influence on American Impressionism. I chose this painting in particular because of the emotion it projected at first glance. When first looking at the painting, it is immediately apparent that strong emotions are being felt, and a sort of tension exists in the painting, which I found to be very captivating. After making a connection with the time period it was created, I concluded that this woman was likely part of the suffragist movement, which particularly interested me. I think it was a powerful time for women, and I try to emulate that in my daily life. I want to continue to empower women and fight for equality as I grow up, and this painting perfectly expressed the struggle women have always faced. Overall, it is a beautiful painting that genuinely resonates with me and expresses the woman I want to be.